Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Corporate Success Community Silver Star Hall of Fame interview series. So, once again, I'm here with one more Silver Star of our community, and we have Subasis Sahu with us. Here he is. So, before I go to Subasis, let me just quickly introduce him to you. Subasis is from Hyderabad. He's a working professional, and he currently works as an IT enterprise software architect. And he's a part of the corporate success community and has been really adding tons and tons of value. Now, before I go to Subasis, let me quickly give you a gist of this interview series. This space is where we celebrate achievers. Yes. So whosoever you see here, they have attended or achieved certain milestones to get this title as Silver Star. And this only and only means that whosoever you see here with me in this interview series are the ones who are really invested mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually when it comes to their overall growth and progress. So without any further ado, let's go to Subasis. Subasis, so nice to have you here. And I'm really proud of you that you got this title.
Thank you, Alok. I'm really blessed to be a part of this unit. I'm in this corporate success community. It really changed and transformed my life since last 1 year, like anything. I was never able to get up to this point where I could feel free and, I can go with my own thinking process. I mean, it was a complete transformation in various aspects of life. I mean, be it career, be it professional, be it personal life, be it health, be it mental associations. Every space of my life is really, grown up like anything. I'm really thankful to you. And you are a lighthouse for me, not only me, for entire ICML community who really shows, the right path, how we should go for it. I mean, I'm really thankful to you. Hello.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. See, the thing is, ultimately, all the credit goes to you, Subasis, because it's not just about the knowledge, right? It's not just about information. It's not just about data, but ultimately, it's you who is putting that information and knowledge and data into practice, and then you are able to see some kind of shift. So kudos to you, Subasis. But I would like to go to the career aspect, because you just said in terms of transformation to start with career. So you are a working professional, and I'm sure there are so many working professionals. I was a working professional once upon a time, and I'm sure there are so many working professionals who would be watching this later on. So specifically, what are the challenges that you faced as a working professional? We know the corporate life and stuff, so I would like to know from you. Yeah.
Yep. If I would talk about the corporate life, especially in the be it in a IT industry, be it in a financial industry, be in any other industries. So you have some kind of deadlines. I mean, where some kinds of client pressures and all this. You're always there. You have to face the competitiveness. Otherwise you are going out of this industry. So always you have to be on top of it. You have to figure it out how to do the things in the tight deadlines, a lot of client pressures, and unrealistic client expectations, which you cannot even ignore it. And there are a lot of superiors are there, but you will not get always the supports from those. I mean, I'm not saying that they are not doing that one, but it is not always possible on that.
I get it. Yeah.
So I can't say that superiors are not helpful, but this is how things happen. And there are a lot of times what happens is long working hours, burning out, stress. I mean, all these things, build up a lot of stress in you, and you cannot even, think of how you have to engage in your day-to-day basis, and then how you need to be productive on day-to-day basis. So that's how you create a lot of stress in terms of behavioral aspects, in terms of your cognitive stress aspects, your mental aspects, a lot of different. I think you have created your strategic mindfulness program is really defining all those sources of stress, how it is being and how those are being really affecting the career professionals. And I'm really thankful to understand those and trying to correlate all those things when I really joined this space. I could easily understand, okay, oh, this is what I was thinking. Okay, I was having a cognitive, I'm overthinking on certain things. I'm keep on overthinking. I'm keep on, my intention is getting changed and all those kind of. Then in the emotional space, I was getting irritated, frustrated. Whenever there are a lot of pressure, work pressure is there, always get frustrated and irritated and all that. So there are a lot of challenges, especially I belong to IT industry where a lot of transformations programs are happening nowadays because of the transformation, a lot of artificial intelligence and all that is being done. And because my parent company is a telecom organizations where we have to be always on top of everything, and we are in a competitive world. So we are in a 100 speed, 1,000 miles per hour every time we are running running by it. So what happens is when you go in that speed, anyway, we are a human being. We are,
Yes.
at the end of the day, we are human being. We know we have to run that, but we
We
are
have
not
limitation.
always in a positions to tackle that situations where we are not able to give our 100% in that space. So that's how things are. That's how you get a lot of stress,
Yes.
anxiety, and
Yeah.
all that.
So if I have to ask you, Subasis, that uh, now I'm sure what you just described in terms of long working hours, unrealistic expectation, deadlines, you have bosses, you have superiors, but not always they are handy and not always they are there for you, right? Now, if I have to ask you, now there's so many people out there who would be listening to you and who would be saying that yes, yes, Subasis, even I'm able to connect to you. This is what even I'm going through. So if I have to ask you, what are the things that have really helped you? What are the practices or what are the behavioral changes or traits that have really helped you coping up with this?
I mean, when I went through this mindfulness programs, right? So first of all, I think that if you want to do better, you have to change yourself first. First and foremost thing, you can't
Yes.
change the entire world. You have to change yourself first. And to change yourself, you have to change your mindset.
Mm,
You have to think about. You have to feed some positive thinking into your
yes.
mind. So you cannot just go, okay, I can't do it. I'm tired of it and all that. So all these things that when I see the lot of things are that I thought of I mean, mini burst. What is that? MVP.
Mini productivity bursts.
Mini
Yes, yes,
productivity
yes.
burst. Sorry.
Yes.
I really follow that, and then I try to always chunk out those works. I
Uh,
went to I so, every time I used to go to my superiors and ask them, okay, this is how I'm doing. They are also giving a little bit of handhold of it because it's not like they're completely giving. So I was always having constantly in touch base with them. This is how
yes.
we're doing. This is how I am chunking it. Instead of gulping the entire pizza at a time,
Yeah.
chunking it and
Yes.
eating one by one, and that's how you get a lot of clarity because all again it boils down to you how you aware about that situation. It's all about
Mm,
awareness. So if you are not aware, you are completely trying to handle everything at a time.
yes.
It's always going to be
That goes overwhelming. Yes. Mm,
so what you do, you be aware about the situations, then you try to figure it out how different way you can handle it, how better way. So I saw that your program saying that okay, you jotted in a 4 different quadrangle, right? And
yes.
very important and urgent
Yes.
work, then those for important, urgent, not important, urgent, all
Yes.
those things. Then you focus on the urgent important first, right? Then
Yes.
the
Yes.
second one, the urgent important. So and prioritize those things, how it can be
Mm,
done, and chunk it to the and task journaling and all that is also going to help. Also was helping me in
yes.
terms of focusing on that particular task. Okay, 10 a.m. morning I will do this up to
Ah,
11 a.m. and
yes.
then 11 a.m. onwards I will do this. So these are my priority one task I have to focus when I have a lot of energy in the morning,
Ah,
starting of the day.
yes.
So
Yes.
that's how we have to able to make it and easily hand hold of everything.
Fantastic. I would just like to summarize what you just said. Number one, you just spoke about that awareness about the things around me will not always happen as per my expectation, but in order to take charge of that, I'll have to be in charge of myself, right? And for that, I need to have that mindset, that positive mindset.
Yes.
So that's number one. Number two, what you said is breaking down things into chunks. If you try to look at a situation, because situations will keep on emerging, but if you look at taking care of the entire situation at once, it will be overwhelming because there are certain controllables, non-controllables.
Yep.
So chunk it down into pieces, one thing at a time. You also spoke about prioritization, which is very important, because if you don't prioritize, then you will end up doing things which are not important. You will end up wasting your time, and at the end of the day, you realize, oh, I had to do so many things and I have no time left. And
I
the
agree to
last,
on your point, Alok. You said very well said, controllable and not controllable.
yes.
Into the glass half filled and full filled,
Mm,
half empty.
mm,
That's where I lot of my anxiety and stress completely reduced. I know that this is what I can do it. This is
yes,
it is on my hand. This is what I can handle it.
yes,
So I could able to manage it. See, in my organization, when I went to it, there were a lot of third-party vendors. We were working with Infosys, TCS, and all that. So many other organizations were there.
yes. Mm,
So there are different set of management is handling them. Then we are in the as a client base, we are managing them. It's a lot of frictions are happening in terms of
mm,
hand holding them. Then I started understanding, okay, let me be a little bit of empathetic on those, because even though they are vendors, we have to
mm,
little bit empathetic in terms of handling the resource base and all that project, ongoing project activity and all that. They feel little bit, inclined to us. Okay, my client is a little bit, helping me in terms of
yes,
understanding things and all
yes.
that. That's how empathy. I see it, this one of the areas where I feel being empathetic is one of the most important things in your career progressions. If you are in a leadership roles and all, you have to be put yourself in there in your subordinate positions and understand their pain point, how they are going through and all that, and that's how it's going to help you out a lot.
Fantastic. I think this is one of the most important aspects which is highly ignored, Subhasis, and I cannot agree more on this, because I remember that, I also come from a service background, to be specific, advertisement. And until and unless you don't understand the requirements of the client, they'll feel as if they are not heard. But when you are able to assure them, yes, I'm able to understand, and these are the deliverables, we'll be able to take care of it like this, they feel secured.
Yep.
And when your client feels secured, then automatically everything else falls into place. Your relationship is also better. They are able to be flexible many a times. So fantastic, I think. Yes. And not just on that perspective, but uh, I know that you are a leader, Subasis. You have a team, people report to you, and even there, I guess empathy is very important. Wherein you are able to understand what are your people requirement, and what
Yep.
are the struggles that they're facing, where they need that hand holding, what are they expecting from the management.
Yeah, a lot
So
of times what happens, Alok, I mean, we try out because we are from IT industry, we keep
yeah,
technology is a bread and butter in our space. We sometimes cloud strategy, sometimes AI, artificial and blockchain. These are a lot of technologies are there.
yeah,
We try out certain things. Everything doesn't comes out to be the things
yes,
that your as per your
that's
expectation.
per
Things
plan.
like
Yeah,
now people get frustrated, irritated, and all that basis. You have to think about them. You have to understand their, and you have to try to put them in a right path, how they can grow in their career, even if they have some failures in that. So most important things, how you understand your failure, your team failures and all that, and how you are, prioritizing things to go to a next level and try to provide some better outcomes for your organization as a whole. So that is most important things, how you understand your failures. It's not try run away from the failure, try to understand the failure, learn from it. What are the mistakes it went there, try to figure it out, change it out, then you go, and all those invention happens like that way only. I mean, you
mm,
fail for 1,000 times. I should not say 1,000 times, and in 100 times or whatever it is.
yes, yes.
Then you learn from all of your failures and try to get into realign your energy and focus, and try to get into the better version of things what it was there earlier.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's very important. Like, failures to be taken as feedback, and it's a continuous process.
Yep.
And until and unless you don't fail, you'll not learn and you'll not grow. Fantastic. Subhasis, thank you very much for sharing that. I would like to know that what brought you here in this community? What was that? What was that pain point, or maybe something that triggered you to be a part of this? I'm curious to know that, Suasis.
Yes, I was really, I mean, as I told you, Alok, I was working for a 20 years project, which was built earlier 20 years back.
Uh-huh.
And we are doing a transformation of that, digital transformation of that project completely within a period of 1 to 2 years. A lot of vendors were there, a lot of,
Mm.
client pressures and all that. Business was putting a lot of pressures on that. And we had to finish, and then it was unrealistic, completely unrealistic timeline. I mean,
I
it's
understand. Yeah.
supposed to be done in 5 years. It looks like we have to deliver in 2 years. And I was almost working 15 to around 15 hours, 14 to 15 hours daily.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Mm.
I was covering up to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Like that, I went for multiple times. It was so hectic. And suddenly, with that, what happens? I had a personal terminals also, because my wife got transferred to another. She's a government employee. Suddenly, she's
Okay.
transferred to
Mm.
another locations, and that's where I was not at all looking at my personal funds
Yes.
for my family and all that. I was completely ignoring. Suddenly, everything comes to me,
Yeah.
and now with this particular career pressure and all, then how I need to manage those things, and I was really completely hit my bottom down. And
Yeah.
and then I thought of I need some kind of help. So I was going
Mm.
through a Facebook. I was scrolling it
Mm.
up. So I found, okay, there is some Alok Taunk is there. It's supposed to help me out. But you find it, it's almost 1 year almost. I joined in September last year.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I was going through your mind master class and all.
Yeah.
I was really, I was really felt like I'm with you. I'm not going anywhere. I spent around 99 rupees over there. It gave me crores of rupees.
I get it. I get it.
It's-
And
it was so much valuable thing. I thought, then I was thinking, should I pay? I should go for ICMM.
yeah,
Of ICM, I should, without any second thought, just to
yes, the
go by what
community.
Alok is
Yes.
saying. Now, Alok, I'm really thankful to you, because I really I mean, I am seeing the things what it is happening today. I'm really thankful to you. You
I'm great.
completely, you really a lighthouse for me. I have never seen such kind of people in my life till now, who handholds and take the people for their right.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you are here. You took that step for yourself, because the thing is, Subhasis, this is what I realized while I was in the corporate. I went through the same pressures because I was in sales. So that too in advertisement, the culture is different now. IT, banking, advertisement, FMCG, all these sectors are different, and the culture also keeps on varying. The behavioral traits keeps on varying, even the pressures keeps on varying. So I was able to feel that. I was able to feel the heat, and that's when I realized that my practices are really helping me. But there are so many out there. I was able to see my colleagues going through that pressure, what you spoke about, and people don't have that bandwidth to hold that pressure, and that's where they end up breaking up. So, or maybe you end up taking the support of maybe some kind of cigarettes, or maybe alcohol, and the addiction also gets into the process. But I'm really happy that you took this step for yourself. So you just mentioned about the family pressure also, in terms of because we are not binary beings, we have so many things to handle,
Yeah.
right? So I was about to come to that point. um, Tell me, Suvasis, how do you manage, or the work life balance, the jargon that we talk about, how do you take care of that?
See, I mean, yeah, sort a lot of time. Everybody has a 24-hour stay.
Yeah.
Look, it is for Mukesh Ambani is also 24 hours there.
24 hours, yes.
For us also, it is 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah.
He's so superpower in this country, but why can't? I mean, I'm not saying that we have to go, but we can manage our 24 hours appropriately. So what I see that when I was prior, I was focusing more into the work. That's one part of it, but there are a lot of things. It was social, maybe distractions, and WhatsApp and all that. all those social networking sites and all that, a lot of distractions are happening. I
Yes.
could see that around 2 to 3 hours I was wasting on time.
Mm.
So I thought of, if I can channelize those time in my goal, what is my focus, what should my, this is how the situation right now, what
Yes.
should I do? When I went through this, you very well said that you define your 3S success mantra.
Yes.
One of them is your success planner, right?
Yeah.
That's, you define your, what is your goal for this.
Yes. Mm.
Then you think about, you channelize your focus, your energy, everything should be focused on that particular. If that is not there, just remove it out.
Ah, yes.
Just cancel it, just delete that button and that. So that's how I got a lot of, around 2 to 3 hours timing out of it. I could able to, I'm really thankful. I was never able to cook food.
Ah,
I'm really a good cook.
lovely. You should thank your wife then.
But all this comes because, if this uncertainty would not have come, I would have never been to this position. So
Exactly.
I become a better version of myself today, I would say, in terms of managing family and all that.
Yeah. This is what I was talking to one of the other mentees the other day, and we spoke about we'll always have those uncertainties. We'll always bump into challenges and dead ends. But if we train our mind to focus on that silver lining in that dark cloud, then it will always help us to move in the right direction. Because most of the times we have this internal dialogue: why is this happening to me? Why me? Why it had to happen now? I already have so much on my plate. But until and unless we don't feel that pressure, we don't progress. So we don't make that progress. So pressure
Earlier,
leads to progress. Yes.
you have a comfort zone. Then you
Yes.
uncertainty comes and you change your comfort zone. You
Yes.
increase your comfort zone to a different zone. Then that's how it's good to be vulnerable sometimes.
It
Really
is
good
good.
to be vulnerable. I mean,
Yes.
become vulnerable. You know what you need to do, how you need to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
You'll
Yes.
automatically try to find it out the way. So it's really good to be vulnerable at some point of time.
Yes. And I really liked what you said about being more mindful about where you are investing your time. And I realized this, Subasis. I did an experiment wherein for a couple of days, I just thought I'm not going to touch my the social media apps and stuff. So if I go on social media, I'll go to create, not to consume, because you can do these two things. You can either create or consume. And research says that more than 90% of the people are consumers on social media. They are not creators, right? So I did this and I realized by being mindful about not consuming but only creating, I realized that I have so much of time.
Yeah, of
A
course.
lot of our time just gets wasted because we are mindlessly consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that, I mean, all the OTT platforms unnecessarily. I didn't know why I was consuming it.
Yeah.
After a journey of 5 6 months in this ICMM, I started thinking, was it really worthwhile? So over the years, over year, we are unnecessarily wasting our time in so many,
Yes.
unnecessary stuff.
Unnecessary involvements. Yes. Yes. Just a quick update for all the viewers. So when Subhasis says ICMM is Inner Circle Mastermind that we do every single Sunday for our community members. So this is where we meet every single Sunday from 10 to 1, and they have this access to this ICMM lifelong. So 3 hours of session that we do every single Sunday. I just thought to have an update so that people are aware of what this ICMM is. So having said this, I would like to know, Subhasis, if you follow any kind of specific routine, because you said that you are mindful about your time now, the work life balance and everything. So this leads me to this question: that do you have any particular routine that you follow right now?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of uh, some kind of a mindfulness techniques that we are talking about,
Yeah.
right? I think the prime is most important things we
Ah,
talk about: physical, resonant, intellectual, mental, and emotional.
emotional. Yeah.
After joining this community, I was being a part of, I was doing physical activity, but it was so, I mean, 2 days I will go, another one day I will.
It was not
Now,
structured. Yeah.
it is not structured actually. Now I
Yeah.
defined my 2023 system. I mean, how
Oh,
I need to.
okay.
So
Good.
there I defined, okay, I have to, I lost almost around 10 kilo. I mean, over
Oh,
90 kilo.
fantastic. Is it? Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
So uh, I was so surprised to follow that schedule, what I planned for it, and 2023 January 1st to till now, I see that the drastic change in me, and I am feeling energetic. In the morning, I am going like anything to do work and all that. So that changed my complete mental perspective. It is also helping me to build my mental muscles, in not only to physical muscles.
Mm.
And you talk about the 5:8 breathing.
5
That
is
is
to 8
also
breathing. Yeah.
very, very, very good tool for anyone in this world. I mean, they can utilize that one to instantly reduce the stress.
Yes.
And as
Yes.
you said, I mean, it improves your parasympathetic nervous system.
Nervous system. Yes. Yes.
And then suddenly earlier I used to, as you said, I mean, you look at a situation X,
Ah,
suddenly you think about it goes to 10x, 100x. You told about 10x. I saw that as a 100x
ah,
in my
yes.
past. Right now, I am seeing as the situation as it is,
Mm.
not how it is perceived stress. I mean, okay, if this is going to happen, that is going to happen, that is going to happen, that is going to,
The what if thing. Yeah.
you know, all conjugative, chain reaction happens in that space. And
Yes.
you
Yes.
think
Yes.
about it. So that is overthinking, negative thinkings, and all that. That spoils your brain. I mean, that spoils your energy level. That spoils your complete. It drains out you completely from your own self.
Yes. I get it. I get it. Fantastic, Suvasis. I really appreciate that. It's I realize how important it is to give a structure to our day,
Yes.
because if we are not mindful, the time we get up in the morning till the time we go off to sleep, we end up wasting so much of time. But if you have that structure in terms of when to do work,
Yes.
structure in terms of what are the things that I need to do every single day to take care of different areas of our life, and that's where we feel empowered, and that's where we feel that yes, we utilize the time in the most efficient manner by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Then, as you said, systems aligned to that. I mean, there's all the systems that
Yeah.
5-8 breathing, prime,
Mm,
then poet,
mm, mm.
pause, observe, emotional thoughts, and all that.
Lovely. Yeah.
This ACT framework, ATC framework,
Yeah. The
awareness to stand.
confidence. Yes.
All
Yes.
these are really, big tools. We have all these tools available with us. We
Yes.
never
Yes.
utilize those tools.
Yes,
So,
I'm really happy to see that you have everything on the top of your head,
yeah,
and you are able to pull them as and when you need it.
yeah,
Good. This is important. See, just knowing things is not important. Knowledge is our power, but implementation is superpower. When
yes,
you start putting it into practice, you see that needle movement.
yes.
Yes, lovely, lovely. So, if I have to ask you, Swasis, out of all these tools, I mean, we have multiple tools in the community, but what would be your top three tools if I have to ask you? I know it's difficult, but if you have to pull the top three ones.
So I would say one of them is 5:8.
Ah,
Definitely a stress buster. I mean, immediately it cools down. You start, being aware about the situation. But the moment you cool down yourself, I mean, from the stressful situations, you give some pause, and then immediately you start awareing about the why it is happening to me. What
ah, yeah.
what is happening to me within me? There's a meta awareness and all that.
Ah, yes, yes.
So what is happening within me? What is happening with me? And what is happening
Around me, yeah.
around me?
Yes.
So that is really powerful things that you feel it. You try to, uh, you know, try to see it, and then subsequently you try to, respond it instead of
Yes.
reacting to that situation. So that's
Yes.
the most important things. So instead of reacting, you are responding to the
Respond, yeah.
situations,
Mm,
based on your awareness and all that. The
yes.
second thing is acceptance is one of the most important things. What is some every time things will not be as per my expectations.
Mm,
Whatever it is the situation, I have to accept it. I have to I have to respond as per the situation as it is.
yes.
And I have to see that it could be because of anyone. It could be situation. It could be because of people. It could be because of any changes in processes that is happening in your
Yes.
organizations and
Ambiguities.
all that.
Yes.
Any reason it could be, but we have to. The acceptance is most important things, and if you accept it as it is and try to think about what are the processes you need to
Mm,
create, instead of focusing on that, there should be a goal always there, right? But you have a you have to build a process out of it. Then on following that process as it is and focusing on that process, instead of most of the time we start focusing the goals on end goal.
Yes.
Instead of that, follow the process. We should have a smaller goals for each of the actions,
Smaller milestones. Yes.
smaller milestones. So so we have to follow the process. We have to reflect on that thing. If some patterns are not working out for properly for us,
Mm,
we have to reevaluate that one and restructure that one and start
yes.
implementing it. So every time if you keep improving your process, measuring, working on your process, measuring, working on process, measuring, it's going to give you a proper pattern, and you can build a systems within you, so that if you
Yes.
can you can in future also you can refer to this. Okay, this is how it happened to me in past. That if any situation comes in your future also, that you can also handle it.
Yes. 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 Fantastic. That's wonderful. That's 5:8 is important. Acceptance is important because until and unless we don't accept, we'll keep on fighting our expectation of that situation, and that only and only makes us miserable.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic, Suhasis. Lovely. Awesome nuggets you have shared with me and with all the viewers.
All because of you, Alok.
No,
We are really thankful to you. Otherwise, I could not have been here at any.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm really happy for you, Suhasis. I'm able to see that progress, and I see that you are always consistent when it comes to attending the ICMMs. You are always there on Sunday, and that itself is a mark of excellence. I'll tell you, Suhasis, because ultimately consistency is the key. I'm
Yep.
sure you would agree.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Suhasis, before we end this session, is there any tip or an a message that you would like to give to all the working professionals out there, specifically considering the kind of stress, the kind of ambiguities, the kind of challenging situations that they are going through, no matter what industry it is, whether it is banking, whether it is IT, whether it is FMCG, advertisement, whatever it is, being a working professional, what would be your golden words or nuggets to them so that they can easily cruise through their journey?
First thing I would say that acceptance is the key for any
Yeah.
of those things. Whatever the situation, whoever the people we are interacting with, whichever the situations, whatever the technology changes is happening, process changes are happening, we have to accept it.
Yeah.
We have to accept it, and we have to, if you are not comfortable, that we will try to move out of your comfort zone and try to reach out things and see that how it is happening. So
Mm.
that is going to really going to help us for us in growing in your career path.
Yes.
So if you start accepting everything as it is, it will give a value, and try to be curious about it instead of being judgmental. Why it is happening? It should not have happened to me in this way. So we have to be curious why this happened, and then connect the dots, then try to improvise your skill sets and all that, then grow. So this is one of the most important things. The second thing I would say, uh, it's a controllable and non-controllable. This is another most important things that happens in. So most of the time, I see my subordinates. They will say, why this is not happened? Why this is not happened? He has to do that thing. She has to do that thing. Then only I will able to. I would say, have you done your things?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Are you done with your things?
Yes.
Why? Where is? Show me your things. No, no, I haven't done. Unless and until he will or she will do that, I will not do it.
Yes. Yes.
So
I
I
get it.
used to say, focus on your controllable. You focus on your controllable parameter. That person will also focus on his control. Then things automatically
Yes.
come to.
Fantastic.
So these are two important things I focus on, Alok, and that helped me a lot in terms of managing and leading the team and guiding doing mentorship to the teams as well.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Subhasit, I'm so very happy, so very proud of you. And it was a lovely, lovely, lovely chat with you. And you have a long way to go. You have already covered a long distance, but you have a long way to go. And I see the kind of progress you're making every single day. So God bless you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely time ahead. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Alok, for this opportunity. I'm really blessed. I'm really thankful once again. You are building such a good platform for entire people for India, and I mean, I think not in India, in across world it
Yes.
is. And
Thank you.
I wish all this go good. I mean, I want this platform to be a bigger one in terms of
Yes.
engaging all the different peoples and
Yes.
getting these people out of this stressful situation and being mindful about their own journey.
Yes. That's the vision, Subasis, to build a mindful world, and together we can do that. And I'm sure about that.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, so this was Subasis for us, and I'm sure you took a lot of notes and a lot of learning, a lot of nuggets that Subasis said with all of us, and I'm really grateful. Stay connected, because we'll be soon coming up with a new silver star of our community and a lot of learning coming your way. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day ahead. Thank you.